Hey everybody, and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft. And in today's episode, what I would like to do is do a little bit more work on the village out here. So if you recall, in the last episode, we did our Christmas special and we did some adventuring out that way. And we found a flower forest. I've got the flowers with me now. And we gathered those so that we could do some work on the village here in this episode. So I have a few ideas and plans of what I would like to do. And also, hopefully this episode I've actually fixed the sync bug that's been affecting the past couple. What I did was nothing fancy. I uninstalled and reinstalled DxTory. I did some test recordings earlier and it was working. If I sound different again, it's because I've changed my microphone in DxTory from stereo to mono. I'm going to see how that works out for us. And the reason I've done that is because the setting I have on the microphone is actually a mono-based sound input, so it made sense to have all the settings the same in DxTory. So where were we at here? I think we'd done this house, and that was about it. And what I would like to do is I would like to I want to do some improvements to the path, that is for sure. I also would like to kind of add some terrain decoration, basically like some clutter. And basically what that is stuff like tall grass and flowers and things like that to help kind of break up the landscape a little bit. So I'm going to bring in the garden a little bit here, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to make some changes to the path. This here is also going to move. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to instead do something a little bit like that. Now what I have some space around the path now to begin to do some work. So I would like my andesite, my gravel, and do I have any cobblestone left? I have a bit, just what I have though, so probably have to get some more of that at some point. So what I would like to kind of do in places is kind of add blocks here and there. I might also, in the path, add in some grass as well. I don't have a silk touch at the moment, but I can let the stuff grow at the very least. Maybe we'll put some there too. And for example, here, I could put dirt in and that will grow grass and so on and so forth. And we can do that in places, maybe like there, kind of wear off that corner a little bit. Why don't we put 2 in here, put 1 there, and just kind of little details really like that to make the path a little bit better. I tried this before and it didn't work, and I think I know why. It's because the path is very rigid. If you look at it, the thing is very, very rigid, and with this fence coming across and so on, and there's no ground clutter. So ground clutter actually helps hide it a little bit. So if I go in here, and my bone meal was in this chest, wasn't it? Get some bone meal, what I could do is kind of add some ground clutter like this, and obviously we are going to have to add our torches back, of course, for now. One thing I would like to do is actually add some light in at some point if possible, and then kind of break it up and add some flowers in. Maybe we'll have these bushes in the garden like that. I think that might look better. So we've got some rose bushes there. That's really all this garden needs, I think. Oh, maybe over here actually we could put down a peony. And what way does sunflowers face? That way. Well, that would kind of work out handy then if we put 2 sunflowers there. Kind of add some decoration around. And let's do some bone meal in. Let's break that up a little bit. See, I'm getting all these in here, which I don't necessarily want at the moment. And why don't we add a red tulip in there? Now the garden, we will add some tall grass too, but I kind of want to thin it out a little bit. We don't want that much tall grass. We just want it in sporadic places. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does do a bit, and I think it's just what we need to kind of make this area look pretty. Because to me, this looks already a lot better. And all we've done is added some terrain to it. That's really all we've done. And obviously the grass will regrow. I can kind of put some around here. I was thinking maybe we'll get a lilac in there. I also want to change these here as well. And I'm going to put some dirt back. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm actually going to make, if I can, if I go in here, hello sir, I'm going to make myself some trapdoors. And I'm going to try making some window boxes. Even though, well, I guess there is not a window there. I just want to see what it looks like, see if it looks any better. And we'll actually add some different flowers to what we normally have in there. Yeah, not bad. That's an improvement, I feel. You would also probably want to do this side. I don't want to flower where the window is, though, I don't think. Because otherwise it's going to kind of obstruct the view. But then again, it may look a little odd. So I'm going to get some more trapdoors going. Do I have any? Yeah, I have plenty of dirt in here. I'm going to fill this in. May need to get some more coarse dirt, but that's not a problem. What I could do is kind of add these trapdoors here. Not so much that one, but put that down. Maybe we'll add a tulip. Maybe a different range of tulips. Something like that. I'm not sure about this. It may look better if I kind of capped it off. I'm not sure. I really don't know about that. We'll see. I'm not as keen on that as I was for the other things that we've done so far. I mean, I could... I mean, it kind of hides it a bit more, but it still looks very intrusive. I don't know if this is the ideal house to do it on, to be honest. This may just want some ground clutter like that, actually, now that I look at it. But this is how you try and experiment with different ideas. I might actually put some too high flowers around here. And some tall grass, perhaps. So I'm going to put my spruce away. And what else could I put away here? Some of these flowers, I guess, in that bone meal. So yeah, that didn't work out quite as well. Did I put my axe away? Or am I just missing it? I'm missing it. Let's get rid of these trapdoors here. So I hope you guys had a good Christmas. I'm recording this a couple of days after Christmas, so I hope that you had a good one this year. And that you got everything you wanted from Santa Claus. So that's going to take forever to grow again, isn't it? I wish I had a silk touch. That would be super useful for this. This... I don't know what's going on here. With this, I kind of want to put the dirt in there and just kind of make it match up a little bit. And then I might put some other ground material in here, maybe gravel. But then I kind of feel like that needs to be dirt. I'm not sure about this. Seems a little square looking, but it's not too bad. So, this here will probably stay as is now, but I may add some more of the path detailing like I did before. Maybe like this, and we could knock out a couple of cobbles there. And we could always add a little bit of, well, I guess cobble would be suitable there. Could add a bit of that, see how that goes. And obviously this here Might just have one block there. You can see the grass is already spreading. It's made it a bit thin there, so maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of have it come out a little bit, possibly. And I'll put a couple of gravels in here. Bit of cobble like that. I don't like the grass in there when it's like that. Yeah, there we go. That's looking pretty cool. And now this kind of sort of paves this area for decoration purposes now. The only thing we're going to have to be careful of is Enderman at the moment, because they can steal the blocks and make it look pretty ugly. I have everything well lit here, so we shouldn't get any spawn, but I'm worried about them teleporting in. So we still need to continue with the ground clutter theme, which I think is going to make this look a lot better. I also would like to, as I say, add some lamps around here and take care of the roof light in there, because it looks pretty bad as it is. So that's probably going to be one of the next things that we work on, is actually going to be to eliminate the lighting situation, because we haven't got that figured out quite yet. I'm trying to think, do I want to add a path that loops around the church here and meets up with this one? I don't think I do. I kind of like this area as it is, without the need for huge drastic changes to the roadways. This already kind of has a little bit of shape to it, so that's always useful. We've also got to pick out a good location for a barn. I would like to start and think about that soon. So maybe we'll think about that as our next task, where we would want to put the barn. The barn doesn't need to necessarily be close to stuff that we already have, like the staircase there. I'd actually prefer it to be further away. We have this area here that's not really being used. I mean, there's a farm here, but no one ever harvests this. This is where I got my potatoes from. So the thing is kind of pointless, really. I mean, it's giving me potatoes, but that's about it. I could possibly relocate that. And there's a lot of room here to build a nice barn. I could kind of have... Well, I'm not sure which way I would want it on. I think I would kind of want it to be this way and go along here, and then we'd have a little house here that I could put my supplies in. So, if I built a barn here... by the way, if you want to know what that banging noise is, now that you probably hear it a bit more with my new microphone, that's the boiler in my house. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. It's prone to making those types of noises, especially in winter, so sorry. So if we're thinking about a barn, here would be a good location. I'm just thinking the barn would be for cows, sheep, and pigs. I would have to find somewhere else for chickens. I want to build a chicken farm sort of elsewhere. And also a rabbit hutch, because obviously we want to have rabbits. I'm thinking rabbits may actually be able to go in this area and kind of fit in here maybe, because obviously you wouldn't often find rabbits in a barn, nor would you find chickens in a barn most of the time. I don't think, at least. You might be able to, but I would generally associate barn animals being sheep, cows, and pigs in this game. So that's what we're going to do. So if we're going to build a barn, I'm probably going to want to get rid of all this here and kind of tear it up. I would like to get some of this oak back. I may tear out some of these farms around here too, because they look pretty dreadful and they aren't being used. Like, none of these are actually being used at all by the farmers. The farmers man the ones that are... In fact, I don't know if the farmers man any. I've never seen these harvested. Is there any farms over here? No, I don't want to take out all their farms. Maybe we'll keep this one and we'll just get rid of this here. That might be a start. Because nobody's coming over here, so yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to get to work on clearing this all up. So I'll be back after that. Okay, so I tore that down, and I've commandeered this house here as kind of a supply dump for now, where I put all my stuff for the barn. And I've also thought about a couple other things. I will still want a horse stable. We'll have to find a place for that. And also I looked up some images of barns on Google for some inspiration, just to see what we're kind of looking for. Generally, barns are wooden structures, which I already knew, and they have generally a type of stone roof or a similar looking material to stone, so we're probably going to use cobblestone for its roof. Now, this is all the oak wood I have, so we're going to have to make it work, otherwise I'll have to go farming trees. And, oh, go away. There we go. Don't want him sneaking up while I'm near the fence and blowing a big hole in it. So this is as kind of far as we can come here with a post. Do we have a whole lot of room with that for a barn? Actually, I could make it come out one more to the side here of the path. I could do that. And I would obviously want an entrance into the barn. If I did it 3 wide, it would leave me with 2 either side. That seems a little bit on the small side. So we're probably going to have to widen the cobble fence out a bit. If I wanted to go 3 wide, I would need that, essentially. Now the question is, I'm going to bring all of these up, by the way, at least 4. I kind of want to do my posts first. The question is this going to be wide enough as it is? Because if we walk in here and we have, say, a 3x3 path, let's just try that for a second. I have some spruce fences here. If I make this a 3 wide path, so when you get through the door, which would be here, you would have fences that run along like this. There wouldn't be any fences over here. This would be a wall. And to simulate that, I'll get some dirt. Obviously, the wall here. Does that give the animals a lot of room? Actually, you know what? The wall would actually be here, because I kind of want to do it inset. That doesn't leave a lot of room for the animals, does it? See, I would want them to probably have 4 blocks space, at least. So that would put it here. So we are definitely going to have to make this wider. There's no questioning that. Which is fine. I was kind of half expecting that. But we've got all the room here to kind of expand into, so I'm not worried. So instead then, if we are going to have a wall, I'm going to make some oak here. Let's just kind of simulate our wall here. We're going to have that. This is going to be our center point. Yeah, we're going to have to make this come across a little bit more. So instead of 3, let's make this 5. Like that. Now I get my planks back out. Then we'll do the 3 wide doorway. So that'll bring you to here. And we will do something a bit like that. That'll be where the door is. Cool. And then I'll expand off in that direction here in a sec. So how far do we want it to run? That's another question. If I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I did a beam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another beam, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be quite a big barn to run all the way along like that. Yeah, that's too big. What about if we just did it to here? Because remember, there's only 3 animals. Cows on one side, and pigs and sheep on the other, and I'm not going to have tons of them. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually that would need to go here. And if I extend that, then 1 block, Although that makes it 6 on the outside. So yeah, we were right the first time. Just looked a little weird. That seems plenty big enough for what we're gonna need. I kind of want to get this right now, so I have to change it later. Okay. And then here we would just have either another door, possibly, which would lead out actually to this path. That'd be quite convenient, actually. Probably better than over that side. And then obviously we would extend our barn beyond the wall, so I'm going to have to pick up some cobble walls before I do that, so that I can keep the villagers penned in. I think I have some in here. I have 3. I have cobble though, so it's not super difficult to make more. I was not initially planning on building a barn today, which is kind of why I seem a little unprepared. But this is as good a time as any. 16. Probably going to want more than that, to be honest. I may have some more downstairs, but I'm not going to mess around with all of that. For the interest of YouTube, I really need to just press on here. So, right, we said we were going to do 5, didn't we, instead of 3 that it was before. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So the... Is that right? It must be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is. That seems a little too wide now. I don't like this. Gosh, this is difficult. Because that seems really, really wide. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. If I did 3 here, that'd be like that. And that wouldn't be so bad, seeing as we're going to have less animals on this side. But it still seems very wide. Even at that. But when I look at it from this angle, it's not that wide, is it? And there's no way in here that I could get all the animals in. Not at all. Make some more wood here. I'm trying not to use up all my logs on this. Yeah, there's no way. Because obviously around this central post we would have probably a fence. We'll use a cobble wall for right now to simulate. There would be sort of a divider there. And this would be the pathway. See, this would be a pen all the way along rather than there being a divider for cows at least. And that seems like a reasonable sized pen for animals. But then we've got the problem of the other side. Maybe I'll just make the pens smaller. We'll have a duplicate of this and just make them smaller. And we'll just have to make the roof work accordingly. That's kind of my worry about making this too big, is it's going to be really, really hard to make a roof out of. But we'll get to that when we come to it. I may just have to sacrifice the fancy roof and just put a flat one on it if we need to. Whoops. Throw a couple torches in here. Right, so we need to now add the pillars in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So right here. And we'll go to there. And then there was one halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be here, yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Right. It actually looks like I might be roofing it that direction, even though the entrance would be orientated right. Ah, this is difficult. This is really difficult. But you know what? I could always rotate the pens. I could do that and have the pathway going along here. You know what? I'll figure that out later. I just want to build this barn now. I'm kind of deliberating over all this stuff and it doesn't really look like anything yet. Pick that up. Let's actually get to work on making this into something. I don't know as we'll get it completely done today, but we might get something done. So let me get some dirt out here. So let's finish off the posts first. Probably going to want to make those at least 4 high. Yeah. Also, one thing I kind of forgot about when dealing with cobble roofs is actually, I want to stay true to the Minecraft village. So, there's no cobble roofs in the village. So maybe we'll be better off doing a roof something like that house over there, with a flat roof. That would certainly help solve a lot of problems, so we might do that. But we'll see. So this one, 1, 2. That only needs 1. That only needs 1. Alright, so now we know roughly where everything's going to be. And let's do this. Hello. Right, the entrance is going to be there, to this side. And the wall I'm probably going to take back once I have enough wood. Because this is all I have now of the oak, which is what I want to build it out of. Let's break that for the time being. Yeah, something like that. Need more wood. Need more wood. I'm gonna have to do some oak tree farming, but that's fine. I do have an oak farm going now. So I'm gonna go and do some forestry and then we'll try and work on it some more. So I'm back, but I realized, I checked the time on the video, we're actually pretty much out of time for today's video, unfortunately. We've already racked up 28 minutes, so I think this is actually a good time to call it. And what we'll do is we'll finish the barn in the next episode, or at least get it to a point where I can start and move animals in and whatnot. I did do a harvest of my tree farm, so we have lots and lots of oak wood now. We don't have to worry about being short on that. Obviously I didn't realize how long we were taking figuring things out, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Probably not going to do too much off camera, because I want to kind of retain the barn as the primary focus for right now. But at some point soon, what I will do is I'll go through here and kind of add in the decoration that we've looked at here today, put some bone meal down and that kind of thing, and we'll probably do some regular updates on it, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sleep, and then we will sign off for today. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I do hope to see you next time. And until then, see you later, and have a good day.